Alright guys, today we're going to be playing some 50 NL Zone on Bovada with a total of 3 buy-ins as our bankroll. And this is very ill-advised, but I think we'll do okay. Let's hope to run good. Wish me luck. And this is actually my basically entire bankroll. I have no plans of redepositing if I do go bust. This is a interesting spot here on the left. I think flatting is okay, or 3-betting. I think I prefer 3-betting, however. $5.50 is probably a little small. But it gets the job done. We do have a 3-card straight flush draw here. But when he sizes that large, I don't think we're getting the right price to continue. He just has an ace too often. And we really can't do anything on most turn cards. And I should have stuck around there. We got kings. Alright, we pick up the gut shot, and I think we're gonna c-bet now. Delayed c-bet. We're out of position here, so I think I like 3-betting as opposed to flatting or folding. You usually don't see a limp from someone with such a big stack. I think we're still gonna 3-bet both of the, or not 3-bet, we're still gonna raise both of these. But I actually haven't played in these games in quite some time, and I don't remember the 50 NL stake level being this bad with all these limping pre-flop, but it's really great to see. Yeah, against that stack size, I just don't even consider isolating there. Especially with that particular hand. And I think we're gonna bluff. Try to take it down. Yeah, players are just gonna not be even looking at the board, they're just looking at their hand, so I think that's a great spot to put in a bet. And we can consider raising on this flop. He just misses this flop so often. And he just puts in the regular, standard, half pot, and I think we're gonna click it back here. Unfortunately, he calls, so we're gonna just give up. Yeah. I'm just never calling those spaz shoves unless I have a premium. Because people are spaz shoving aces and kings all the time, so these stack sizes are great to see. That means the games are most likely good. Look at these stack sizes. It's just fantastic to see. It means money's flowing and the games are good. And we're gonna value bet on the river. You always gotta value bet top pair in these games. Against this stack size, I think we're actually just gonna fold this hand, but that might be incorrect. Yeah, that might be too nitty. There's no reason to size larger here than half pot with this stack size, because we can just get it in on one or two streets, or two or three streets, very easily. And I can actually consider just checking back checking that flop, because we have him crush just so often, and we want to let him bluff with his air. But I don't think people are bluffing enough at this stake level, so I think I prefer betting that flop, because we're going to be betting that flop with our air as well. But even that, we don't really have to take into much consideration, because the games are anonymous and this is the fast fold version as well, so balance is not a key factor in my decision making. And this is a very easy flat. and we flop gold, gin, eureka, bingo. So many people slow play this, and I am inclined to slow play this as well. However, there could be a third straight card coming, a third flush card. For those reasons, I think I prefer just raising. If he has an ace, he's sticking around. If he has spades, he's sticking around. Hopefully he doesn't have an open under that just smashed that, but I don't think we're getting away from this. And the river's going to be a shove on almost every... We're snap getting it in here. And we hold. He just did not isolation raise large enough pre-flop and was giving me way too good of a price. And I think that was a big mistake. He should be making it at least $2 when someone limps in with a single limper. And yeah, even this is probably pretty small. I'm almost getting the right price here, 2.25 to 1, and I'm consider calling, but I think it's not necessary because of spots like the one we just had on the right, where I'd rather just get my money in really good than in marginal spots like that 9-7 suited was. It might be plus EV slightly to be calling there with 9-7 suited, but if it is, it's not that good. But if it's bad, it's probably pretty bad. So I think I prefer just folding. But all pocket pairs I probably am flatting. And again, yeah, very easy fold with the ace-10 offsuit. Doesn't even cross my mind for a second to be calling that raise. I think people just get out of line with ace-10 offsuit too often. Like flatting 3 bets with ace-10 offsuit is just, I think that's just atrocious. Because if you hit an ace on the flop, are you happy with your hand? Not really. I think this is a pretty clear c-bet, and I think we have to flat this board as well. And we are not folding. Yes, he could have a pot, and we have to stick around. We flop very well on the right, and he probably actually has a small pocket pair like 5s or 6s, and I think he's going to check those back here, and we're going to lose at showdown, or he's going to bet. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what he had there, but I don't think we're going to find out. Yeah, I see no reason to raise here. We're only getting called by better hands. Well, some diamond draws as well, but I think that's about it. Diamond draws, and I guess, no, we're getting called by worse jacks, but I think it's close between a raise and a call. I don't know if I am going to raise on the turn as well. Alright, the river's definitely a bet. I think he has 8s, 10s, ace king. 8s, 10s, and ace king are his likely range. And he's probably just folded ace king. That would be my bet. He's probably calling with 10s on the river, and 8s is probably very close between a fold and a call for him. The king is absolutely an atrocious card, and I think we're gonna check it and call the turn and decide river. And we get punished. We get punished on the river. So I think the turn is probably actually a bet. It's probably a small mistake to be checking the turn. I think the king is not as scary as I thought it was, and yeah, I think the turn is should be a bet. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we should be betting there with the queens on the turn. Again, this is like one of those spots that I think is probably very, very marginally plus EV to be flat in there with king queen offsuit. But I don't like it. As I said, I think we can get into way better spots, and especially with our bankroll as it is, we're trying to avoid marginal situations. But I'm really not letting the bankroll as it is affect my play that much. But a little bit. But going on a nice little heater would be fantastic, because I really would like to keep playing, but I'm just getting bored at the lower stake levels. I don't think anything. I think a fold, a raise, or a call is. I don't think any of those is a bad decision. Actually, calling might be the worst decision. I don't know. We're in position with a suited one gapper, so calling can't be bad. But yeah, maybe it is bad. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Okay, now we're getting over 3-1 with a suited one gapper. I think it's very close. And we're all 100 big blinds deep. I think we're gonna make the call, but I don't love it. And we flop very, very well. And I don't see us getting away from this hand, unfortunately, if we are beat. Hopefully we can keep the pot a little small on the flop. And I think we're just jamming. I think we're just gonna jam this turn, actually. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, obviously we love the run out, but I wonder if he doesn't pick up the diamond draw if he calls there. I'd be very interested to see if he doesn't call there without the diamond draw, whether he or not he does call there. But that's exactly the hand that I was actually trying to target. Not the diamond hand, but a weak queen like that. I think that was... yeah. Because if the 10 or the spade comes in, and he has a weak queen on the river, we're rarely getting called. I'm not sure, actually. It might be a bad. I mean, it can't be too bad because we have so much equity. We have 4 outs to the 10, plus all the spade outs, the 9 out, the jack out. I mean, and sometimes we're getting called by a diamond draw without the queen. Sometimes. It's probably close. But I could have definitely taken a different line. But it's always good to run good. It's nice. Oh my lord. We're gonna definitely check to the preflop raiser here, who most likely has an ace, and hopefully he will be betting his ace. And he does. Oh my lord. This is just fantastic news. I think we're gonna raise it up. Alright. Whatever you say, Bovada. I honestly didn't even know who won that hand, or if we were like chopping the pot. That's kind of sad, but I honestly just couldn't tell. And when it all came my way, good times to be had. So we've currently over doubled our bankroll, which is nice. We're running like the sun, which is also nice. And I probably should be quitting now and cashing out and dropping down to 25 NL, because now I actually have a reasonable bankroll for 25 NL, and I'm actually not bored at those games, so it makes a lot of sense for me to just drop out. But I think we're going to play a little bit longer. I really don't remember the 50 NL games being this juicy. There used to be a huge disparity between the 50 NL and the 25 NL, but it looks like the 50 NL has really softened up here. And this can definitely be an ISO, but I'm not feeling it. Hopefully he gets a queen or a diamond draw. We don't block the diamond draw with our ace, which is great. So unfortunately he doesn't have anything, but it happens. And we're glad he didn't have the diamond draw or the queen, because both improved. So that would have been a very interesting turn situation if he had called the flop, because I don't know what I would have done on the turn, because he either has a diamond draw or a queen when he calls the flop. So we're almost drawing dead on the turn with the pocket aces. So it's probably just a check fold, but I'm glad we weren't in that situation. Yeah, we should probably be sticking around there with the 6-7, but I'm okay with folding it. Same thing with the queen 8. It's probably pretty close. I'm sure I'm losing some equity by fast folding some of these spots, but I'm willing to do that for to maintain my sanity and play more hands. And this is a very clear. I think I'm gonna actually overbet this. Yeah, I like the overbet because he's never folding a flush unless it's like a 5 times pot overbet. But if we get raised there, I think it's just a snap call. I don't know. If he like over jams there with 400 big blinds, that's a pretty sick spot because I probably would have called, but quad twos. Actually, I think I'm gonna check what he, just to make sure he had a flush. Because if people are calling lighter than a flush there on the river, then I'd be interested to know that. But I'm assuming he just had a flush. Now we can bet that flop, but I'm trying to find this hand, so I'm just gonna check it. I think we have the best hand, but I see no reason to bet. Hopefully we can win at showdown. Alright, here we go. And he calls with ace high, which is yeah, so that's why we're checking this, because if he's calling with ace high here, I don't know what to make of that. He's calling an overbet with ace high. I guess it kind of makes sense, because if we somehow show up at the river with a complete airball, an overbet, bluff, I don't know. No, it's probably just bad. I'm not gonna try to rationalize it. It's just bad. And we love this spot here. Although, actually no, I should have taken more time to look at the sizing there, because he overbet the flop, but I don't like this at all. I think we're just gonna fold. It's so nitty. Oh my lord, I'm a nit. Jesus. King Jack offsuit is close in the under the gun +1 position, but I think it's just a fold. Okay, this is, so normally we 3-bet jacks always in these games, and maybe 3-betting is the best play here, but I don't know. I could definitely be convinced that 3-betting is better than flatting. And if we get squeezed, I don't know what to do if we get squeezed now, so yeah, I'd be interested to know what the optimal play here is with jacks under the gun +1. Because I mean, nines is a flat, tens is close, jacks is close, queens is obviously a raise, so tens and jacks is in that weird twilight zone. I don't know if twilight zone is the right phrase, but you know what I mean. If you do have any comments on these hands, just put the timestamp of the hand in your comment and tell me what you think. I am by no means a pro. I've been playing for less than a year. I've played less than 100,000 hands, so I have very, very little experience relative. Alright, so this is a spot for sure. I think we're gonna jam. And jamming turned out to be the optimal play. For sure, by far. But I don't know if it's the optimal play against his entire range. Against that specific hand, it definitely was the optimal play. But I would be interested to know, I might have to look at his entire range there. I don't know. I'd love to hear opinions on that overshove there. I don't know if it's called an overshove, but on that big shove. Yeah, and again, we're running like the sun. I mean, we did have the ace of spades, so I don't know. We're still running like the sun. What? 30, 300, 400. Alright, if we get to 3x our original bankroll, so 450, then we're gonna call it a day. Or if we drop 50 or more, then we'll call it a day. So plus 50 in either direction, plus or minus 50. Yeah, and also we're getting close to the time where I start to play my B plus game, so probably gonna have to call it quits pretty soon. I'm probably still at my A minus, but coming up at like 140, 145 will definitely be my B or B plus game. I mean, my B plus game is still winning at this level for sure, but with my bankroll the way it is, I'd rather not be playing when I'm not playing 100%. But this session is definitely a nice little bankroll booster. Again, ace 10 offsuit, snap fold. Just don't even look at it. I think I used to flat ace 10 offsuit so much. It's like, oh, you can make a Broadway. Oh, you have an ace. Just like, and we get 4-bet all in, and it's going to be a snap fold. Well, not a snap fold, but it should be a snap fold. We're going to flat. 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 cards to a straight. The jack is terrible. Well, it's not terrible. It gives us a straight, but we're obviously folding, especially to a pot size bet. This is just going to be a fold to any continuation bet. Again, queen 4 suited, you can definitely stick around if you want. It's probably, well, it's not probably, it is plus EV to be raising that from the small blind if folded to, so stick around if you choose, but I choose not to. And I know it's a mistake in some people's eyes, but I have better things to do. I think we're gonna raise it up and fold to a reshove, or not a reshove, but a shove. And I actually think we're done with the hand. I used to call that every time, that small little bet there, but I think we're just getting away from it. I think this is close on the right, but since we're running like the sun, we're gonna be calling. Again, I think this is close as well, but I think we can find better spots. Yeah, 5-4 suited in the small blind should definitely be playing that, but I'm playing fast fold for a reason. Want to see some hands. If I wanted to be playing 5-4 suited from the small blind, I'd just fire up some regular 6 max games. Same thing here. King 10, I'll definitely be sticking around with King 10 though. Yeah, I think we're going to call it a session. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video, and apparently I'll be making more because let's see what our bankroll's at. 370. So yeah, I'll definitely be making some more now that I have a bankroll, and I'll probably be moving down to the 25 cent level. So I hope to see you in some future videos. Thanks for watching.